Welcome to the Scene Snobs podcast.
Welcome, everybody, to the Scene Snobs podcast.
Hi, everyone.
Well, hello to you, sir. How are you today, Casey Kasem, in the morning?
I'm marvelous. I am marvelous, Mick. I am doing very well. A little saddened today.
Why?
Got
What's
some
up?
news that was a bummer. Gilbert Gottfried passed away.
Yes, he did. He was, and you know what? As soon as I saw that too, like so many great movie scenes that he was in or a part of, like just spiraled in my head. Like I was like, I need to watch Ford Fairlane. I need to watch Beverly Hills Cop 2. Like,
yeah,
just those little scenes. Like he will be missed. He was a funny comedian.
It really was. He was great. One of the highlights in The Aristocrats, that movie that I will continue to talk about and watch forever. Really a highlight in anything he was in. I always loved when he did the roasts. I thought he was amazing in those.
It's such a weird thing too, because we lost Bob Saget, of course, this year.
Mm-hmm.
We lost Norm Macdonald, now Gilbert Gottfried,
Louis Anderson earlier.
Louis Anderson. They were all like really close friends too. So it's crazy. Oh, Chris Rock, we lost to the slapper around the world.
Did we really lose him? I think it's going to help him in the end. I think he just got.
I hope it helps him in the end for sure. We got a special show for you guys tonight. We're gonna have some fun stuff going on. For one, we have a guest, and we'll bring her on in just a few, and I'm gonna give her a big introduction then. But she's coming, everybody. If you saw the title card, but let's see who's here. George G3.
What up, G?
And AJ, what's going on, buddy?
Hi, AJ. What's up, buddy?
And Radar's here.
Radar.
What's up? Actually, going back to AJ real quick, his son has a gaming YouTube, and everybody should go check it out and follow it. It is massively more popular than the Scene Snobs channel.
I believe that.
So maybe some of his people come and say, no, I'm just kidding, of course. No, go check out Xander Pool Gaming. It's a lot of fun because I'm not really a gamer, but I would start watching it with my son, and he's really into it. And he wants to like start doing that stuff too. And I was like, let's walk slow. Let's walk slow.
Baby steps.
Baby steps for sure. I'm still trying to get Casey on the Twitch.
Dude, it's coming. It's coming slowly but surely. Slowly but surely. I have my machine now. I have my new laptop. So we are now moving forward. I am broadcasting live via my new machine. So
it's hey man, I cannot wait. I can't wait to see you play it. Oh, Kathleen's here. Hi, Kathleen.
Hi, Kathleen.
It's very interesting. We'll get to that. George Sue says we have lost too many so far this year.
Yeah.
I'd say we lost a normal amount of people.
It's just now it means more. Yeah. Because now they're reaching the point where we grew up with them.
Yeah.
They at some point played into our adolescence or teenage years. So now, and that's just progressively getting deeper and deeper. That's how it works, unfortunately.
Listen, everybody protect Tim Allen at all costs.
Do we need to?
Yes. I don't care if that man's a Republican. He makes me laugh.
No, that's not the part that I was getting at. I mean, he turned coat on his boys for his drug deal after his drug bust.
You would do the same to me.
What? I would absolutely not. Well, I have it stated at this moment. I would not. Please don't ever put me in that position.
We're going to find out. Casey, we're going to take a ride today.
Why do we have all these ski masks and crowbars? I don't understand.
Just hold the shotgun and shut up. John is here. I'm watching you guys while my daughter watches Invaders.
What's up, buddy?
That is pretty awesome.
Yeah, that is life is good.
And good evening, gentlemen and fellow snobs.
Good evening, Paul.
What's up, Paul? So actually, Paul called me earlier, and we were talking about American Horror Story because he's listening to old episodes of ours.
Okay.
And in one of the episodes, we're talking about American Horror Story, and I'm saying that the Covenant season is my favorite season.
Agreed.
And he calls me and he's like, how is it your favorite season? He didn't like it. And that's a sentiment by a lot of fans of that show.
I don't understand that. Like, I'm still mind boggled by that. The Swamp Witch was my favorite. Lily Rabe was amazing.
It's, you know what it is? Yeah, I agree. Like the Swamp Witch was perfect. I think she did a fantastic job. I don't even like Fleetwood Mac, and I like Stevie Nicks in this. So like the whole season was just really well done. And what I was telling him was, for me, if you watch every other season, they have like hard left turns in the middle of the season where they go a completely different route, and it's just weird. I know Kathleen said Asylum. Asylum does that too, where it takes a hard left turn and it goes to a different type of genre, like subgenre of horror, and it's not bad, but it takes me out of the story. And you introduce brand new characters, but I feel like with Covenant, they didn't do that.
Right.
It was like all kind of like just this Covenant of witches, and it was just, I thought it was really well done.
Agreed. Kind of as opposed to like Freak Show, where when they got rid of Twisty the Clown, they completely destroyed most of the scariness of that entire season.
Right. And I still thought that was a good season, but the thing is, it's like it's you don't know what you want to be. You know, like you had Twisty the Clown. You could have played that for so long and really well done and kept that as just a side part of the story.
Yeah.
But you kill them off real quick. It's shocking. And then like it just turns into something different. I'm like, I've always found myself with every season that I've watched of American Horror Story halfway through to leave it alone and then just binge later.
Yeah, same. I have to gauge off the first 2 to 3 episodes whether I'm going to invest in it. Yeah. Like I still have to watch Hotel, which I dug. I dug the first 3 episodes, but I took a break.
I would say that's probably my second.
Is it really your second favorite?
Second favorite, yeah.
Wow, Roanoke is the next one that I'm going to watch though, because Roanoke is one that everyone has said it's good. So I'm curious.
It's funny. Cut to Casey in a dim room yelling. It was all Mick's ideas. Yeah, that's true.
I had nothing to do with it. It wasn't me, officer. I don't know why I'm here.
Look at that big guy in the Scene Snobs outfit. Kathy Bates and Kevin was great. Kathy Bates and anything was great.
Yes.
Kathy Bates
Angela
and
Bassett
even better.
Angela
and I'm
Bassett,
not.
Bro.
That's my girl right there. Oh my God, Angela Bassett's amazing. Oh, they're both so good. Roanoke is the GOAT. It is not the GOAT. Roanoke is very much not the GOAT of that. I completely respect your opinion. I think that if you love it, that is fantastic, and I'll never take that away from you. But it is dog shit, and you're wrong.
No. Krakatoa radar, Krakatoa.
No, radar. I'm kidding. But at Carolina, we're gonna go. Yeah, we should go toe to toe and like debate it. It'd be fun.
Yeah.
But I liked the first half of Roanoke, but then the second half changed it up to a reality show sort of situation, or vice versa. Somehow how they worked it out, and I was just like, yeah, I'm not into this. I was like, it wasn't fun for me.
Fair. Well, I mean, that's people don't like the Blair Witch. What's up, Corinne?
Yeah, I love the Blair Witch though. I kicked it in the river. What?
I like both of them.
I like nap in the river.
Book of Shadows was amazing.
Yes, it was. 100%. It was wonderful.
Definitely amazing. If you ever kick a nap in the river while we're hanging out on a trip together, by the way, that's it. I'm out. I am just clomping off into a different direction.
I mean, at some point you gotta go somewhere. Like you gotta find something.
Like follow the water. It goes somewhere.
Yeah, always. And then or just get in and swim it. It'll be fun. Always.
In the creek that's up to your shins. I'm doing it. I'm getting there. You completely lost your mind on day 4.
You mean every tubing trip in the Shenandoah I've taken? Every single tubing trip where they're just like, it's this beautiful river. I was like, it's knee high. What are we doing here? And there's rocks everywhere.
Those are the safe spots.
Right? I was like, there's not one tube that I've ever sat in a river that, first of all, stayed up. Secondly, didn't pop. I just swim at this point. I'm just like,
that's all right, buddy. We're gonna have to work to find you a better one. That's all there is to it.
It's true. So we're gonna bring on our guests, and I want to get to our first topic. But Radar says debate challenge issued, accepted, and it also takes a big man to admit when they're wrong. I'm proud of you, man. I do admit that you're wrong. I want to welcome our first guest. Well, our only guest tonight, because we are not Conan O'Brien.
The greatest of guests.
The greatest of guests since our last guest.
Bingo.
And she is fantastic. She is one of the hosts of Pop Culture Addicts and Funny Science Fiction podcast. So you should go check them out. Mrs. Kathleen Wass.
Yeah.
What are you doing with the lighter?
Playing with it because I was bored.
Yay, playing with fire.
Here.
You took too long to introduce me to the show, so I just was playing with it.
Like first 10 minutes go to the hosts.
I know.
We need our monologues. So Kathleen, thank you for coming. Before we get started on any topics, we're happy to have you on the show. Tell us a little bit about your shows so everybody can find them and check you out.
All right. Well, as
your shows out. That wasn't awkward at all.
No. So, as you mentioned, yes, I am one of the co-hosts of both the Funny Science Fiction podcast and Pop Culture Addicts. Funny Science Fiction live Monday nights at 7 on our YouTube channel. New episodes go up on Fridays. You can find us at Funny Sci-Fi. I had it all written down because I was going to do this and forget it.
That's smart. It's the way to do it.
Well,
it is. Write it down.
Yeah, at Funny Sci-Fi on Twitter and Instagram. Pop Culture Addicts, new episodes go up on Mondays. And then we have our special series, our Friday 5 at 5, which is where my counterpart Tim and I alternate weeks on talking about our top 5 whatever for the week. My last one was my top 5 favorite Disney soundtracks, which involved me singing.
Yes.
All right, very nice.
Which was really cool. Tim's was his top 5 underrated 90s bands, which was a lot of fun. That one was a lot of fun too. So mine will come out this Friday. I actually recorded it last night since I am going to be recovering from surgery later this week. So
this is surgery. A podcast, so the dead air is appreciated.
Surgery's always fun.
Surgeries are always fun. Yeah. So much fun.
No, that sounds awesome. That sounds like a really fun list. And I know you're getting into the singing because we were talking about the 1-2 step earlier that was stuck in your head. Hopefully it's still stuck in there.
Always.
It's blaring in mine. I got Sierra on loud.
But with Pop Culture Addicts, before I forget, it's PCA Pod Show at Twitter and Instagram, and Pop Culture Addicts on YouTube, and all of the places that you listen to podcasts.
Very nice. All right, we'll go check them out, guys. All right. So it's funny because last Friday, you were talking about 90s music. Last Friday was Rex Manning Day.
It was.
And for us old folks, Rex Manning Day is a very important day that we celebrate our 90s-dom. And it's funny because every time I watch the movie Empire Records, it reminds me of just being a kid. Not a kid, but like I was a teenager at that time.
Right.
You know, living that life, working in those things, in those stores. Casey knows. He's been there.
Oh yeah. I was a movie gallery kid. And I always thought it was so much fun because you kind of build that camaraderie and everyone gets kind of snarky and everybody has their own opinions that they're smarter and better and know better than everyone else. It's wonderful. So watching that at Empire Records just brings such joy to my life because I've definitely worked with one of them.
It's a fun movie.
It's definitely, yeah. And I don't feel like that doesn't exist anymore. Like, I'm sure there's kids who are working and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. I know there's places. And I know there's a camaraderie there. It's never going to go away. But I feel like with so much remote work and things like that and opportunities open, like, you don't have that. Like, where those people are not only your worst enemies, but your best friends.
Yeah.
And it's so odd to see. I mean, I feel like that's a coming of age rite of passage sort of thing.
Absolutely. It was totally a rite of passage. It was one of those things where you had to work. You had to do that. You had to go to a job that you were going to probably be hanging out with people who that was the only option they had in town. Small town for me. Yeah. But now that even those are gone. Like almost everything is online. So
I worked at the mall.
Oh, the mall.
My first job was for my brother. I sold women's shoes. And then after that one went away, I went and worked at Vitamin World. So let me tell you, it was an interesting ride.
See, that would have been so much more fun. I went straight from high school and babysitting to working in a nursing home.
Oh, wow.
So babysitting to babysitting.
Uh-huh.
Well, there you go.
To being told that I don't have to listen to you. I have underpants older than you. Which is a problem in of itself.
That works perfectly into our first topic because I was watching Empire Records and I was thinking about what are some of the most angst-filled movie scenes?
Gosh, there's so many.
There really are. I mean, we can just knock out Twilight right out the gate.
I was actually just going to say that. John walked into our room the other day. I was having a really rough day. I had gone to a room to wrap myself in our giant red blanket and have a depresso nap. And he walked in and he's like, Twilight? I'm like, It helps me feel better, okay?
How? How does that movie make anybody feel better? First of all,
It
that
puts me
whole
to sleep.
I think it was the second one. It might have been the first one. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't care.
Was there a werewolf?
Yes, you know what it was?
That was the second one.
The werewolf was there. But when he goes away and she just depressingly sits
in the window.
at her window for like seasons. Like it's just seasons.
It's so hard because it's written like that in the book too, where like you turn the page and it's the spring, fall, winter. I'm like, why?
Why did you do this, Stephanie Myers?
And you know, like she's claimed that it was supposed to be written as a parody and that people took it seriously. And I don't know if she's trying to cover her butt on how terrible it is.
It's got to be.
But if you think of it as a parody, it's way funnier. It's
a parody without trying. That's one of the reasons I enjoyed it. It's like a Mel Brooks movie.
Right. Yeah.
Let's face facts here, okay? Anybody can write a book and anybody can publish a book. And that's the problem. Just like anybody can make a movie. And that's great. That's great. It's fine. You can do it. But it doesn't mean you should.
Doesn't mean that you should. There's a lot of things that everybody can do but shouldn't do.
That's valid.
Our buddy Paul says that he did a Twilight marathon a few weeks ago. Judge me. We are.
Oh yeah, judging hard.
100% judging you.
All up in here.
Because I know you're sitting there like, these are the best looking werewolves on screen ever. And then we hate you for saying that.
Because we all know it's American Werewolf in Paris.
But I do want to say I appreciate watching on YouTube and hit that like button.
Hey, keep on carrying on. Remember, 5 stars. Tell us how you really feel.
Thank you, Radar. Yes, we did reach 600 subs, and we're climbing.
Good job.
It's getting there, so we're very excited about that.
That is an awesome accomplishment.
Thank you. It's all one rung at a time. It's mostly that guy. It's all that guy right there. He's the master. He's the guy.
I will say this: the Empire Records scene where she walks into work. Deborah walks into work, of course, played by Robin Tooney, and she has the long hair and walks right into the bathroom with her bandaged wrists and just shaves her hair off, and then comes out and doesn't say anything.
Yep.
Rory Cochran's face is priceless. He's perfect in that movie.
He nails it. And then, of course, the shock me with my wild, rebellious actions.
I know, right? But I'm just like, this angst is so bad. It kills me. And it's just like, and then you think about it and you're like, I did that. I've done things like that.
I was going to say, who hasn't done that?
What's the worst angsty thing you've ever done?
Back then, we were different. We did angsty stuff. I mean, I've shaved my head because I wanted to, because I was all angst-driven, because, woe is me.
I need to hear this. I need to hear it. I need an angst story from you.
Okay, so my angst story is I had just gone through a breakup. I decided to go out that night and just drink the town dry. So got absolutely hammered playing terribly sad love songs everywhere I went, because, I mean, that's my MO anyway when I'm happy.
Yeah.
So went home, threw on the notebook, because of course, what else do you do when you're super sad and hammered and feeling upset about life? Throw on the notebook. And then went through an entire bag. And at the time, there were like 20 razors left in this bag, and they were all like just the 2 blades. Yeah. And I had a pretty big mop. Yeah, exactly. The cheapo big ones, but they were, fancy 2 blades. And I proceeded to use the entire bag and shave my head.
I will say this. I do not believe that's out of all the years I've known you. I do not believe that is not a true story. I believe that is 100% a fully true story. I get it. Been there. I've shaved my head out of more of like anxiety, where I'm just like, my hair is so long and I don't understand why. And I just run in and shave it, and I'm like, oh, I'm not sweating anymore. It feels good. And it was just a bad idea because I look terrible with a shaved head. But I will say this. All I imagine Casey doing is drinking like a 5th of scotch, sitting on a bar, but like where we rest our feet. Mm-hmm. He's just sitting there drinking it, and he's pumped. He's pumped like $40 of quarters into the jukebox, and it's just Hoobastank the Reason and Iris for the Goo Goo Dolls over and over again.
First of all, Hoobastank the Reason was absolutely one that I played on repeat ad nauseum. Way too much. Followed up with Air Supply, but that was rough. I got kicked out of the bar because they're like, enough. I don't know what's wrong with you, but you gotta go.
Casey's like got his long duster on, and he's like, "But I love her, and I'm just like Nick Cage. I'm gonna jump off this building.
I would die for
I'll
honor.
be human. I'll feel human again." So Kathleen, let's hear one. We gotta hear a nice story.
Oh lordy! So not long after I turned 21, I went over to friends from school. I've known them since first day of kindergarten. They got married. 2013. So they had just gotten married. Went over to their new apartment, brought my big old bottle of wine and my flowers for my friend Emily. And we went to Art Price and we went and got hot dogs. And then Emily and I split the bottle of wine and 7 shots of blue raspberry vodka and 2 passion fruit rum and orange juice combos.
Oh.
And I don't remember most of the night.
That's very fair.
Other than I was texting a friend of mine at that point, and when he asked if I was safe, my response to Emily was if he gave an F, he wouldn't have moved back across state. I don't know why he thinks he has the right to ask me if I'm okay. To which she replied, because she was the more sober of the two of us, she texted back with the "It's okay, I'm safe, I'm with friends." And I've been married to him for 7 years now, so.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah, no, it was a very, I did not handle him moving very well.
Oh my God, I just see it like this giant frilly drink with a big old umbrella, just hair on one side. Like, why is he asking me if I'm okay?
Oh no, I was face first in the toilet bowl, and the water was blue at that point.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Been there, done
Like,
that. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't remember much of that night. There are glimpses of it. That is one of them that I remember very, very vividly.
Nothing like hurling Windex to bring back to the memory banks.
Oh yeah.
And then
Casey
driving home the next morning and realizing at part of my drive with I shouldn't be here. I don't know how I got here. Having to pull over multiple times because I was still dry heaving.
Yeah, never do that. Never do that.
I got home
let's
and
that
my
out there now.
mom. I got home. My mom goes to my dad with your daughter's hungover, and I'm like, not yet.
I will say this though.
Coming.
We did blue drinks are always my favorite.
Mm-hmm, yes, they were.
We had where we lived, and Casey bartended there for a long time. We would go and we'd hang out, and they made a special because if I drank, I stopped drinking beer a long time ago because it started giving me really bad acid reflux. I used to drink it like a champ. Casey can attest to this.
Yep.
But then I was like, I'm just going to switch to like the fruity. And fruity, by fruity, I mean it's stacked with fruit. Like the really sweet, fruity drinks that make me feel good. And I forget who made it up, but somebody made a blue drink and called it a retardus. And that is just basically what I drank all the time whenever I just wanted to get hammered. And what was the one night I got really drunk? And this is after I met Mary. And I don't know if this counts as angst because I was in a really good place. But I went home and I drunk dialed and drunk texted everyone. And I threw up all over myself while talking to Mary saying, "I'm so glad I met you."
Oh boy. That is true love right there.
Oh, it's stunning. It was a beautiful sight.
Wonderful.
And it's so funny is people give the fruity cocktails so much crap when those things will kick you in the pants harder than anything else because they are just liquor. It is
when done right.
Liquor. But yeah, no, they're yummy though.
Beer is like my relaxing drink. I'll have like a beer every once in a while. And it's just to sit back and relax. Scotch is my depressed drink.
Oh yeah.
That's a bad idea. And Casey knows because it's like it turned into here's angst for you. Here's angst for you. Okay. What was it? Like I had my heart broken. Casey knows this a while back. It's before I met my wife. But I was sitting at the edge of the bar in full film noir mode. I'm gonna make you spit that out. Drinking scotch.
Oh boy.
And just like, just like, man, heartbroken.
This is when we're at a smoking bar too. So
he's got
the full effect.
It's straight chain smoking because that's back then I smoked. It was so nasty and so bad. And everyone's just like, this isn't like normally I'm a pleasant demeanor. There was like, this isn't you. Are you okay? I'll take another scotch. Like trying to be hard, but then it's like as soon as they turn around, like when I was really nasty, they're like, I'm like, but please, can I have another one? Like, because I can't keep being mean. Like, you want to be mean, but you can't keep being mean.
Right.
So it was like angst, but it was like stupid angst.
See, like, I didn't have anything super other than the horrible drunk night, which was the only time I've ever gotten drunk, and that is the only time I will ever get drunk because that was awful, and I'm not doing that again.
Fair enough.
The only other thing was, like, I was house sitting for some friends, and the friend called with the, hey, so how's everything going? I'm like, oh, it's great, it's good, we're good. And she's like, why is your voice echoing? Because I'm sitting in your hot tub.
Oh, no.
I'm like, because I'm at your house, so I'm in your hot tub. Okay. Are you eating something in the hot tub? Ice cream? Like,
Is it a pizza? Is it a pizza?
Yeah.
No, I was
pizza.
eating Ben and Jerry's Cherry Garcia ice cream, sitting in the hot tub, sobbing my eyes out after watching The Notebook.
Could you
That
imagine? Could
is
you imagine Angsty eating pizza in a hot tub? There's like,
Just so messy.
I want some pepperoni.
Yes, I can. It would be delightful. I would just be sitting there watching some awful movie that just I can't hardly wait. Like when
Oh
Ethan
my God.
Embry takes off and goes and talks to the angel. Yes, that is angsty. That is a level of angsty that is so not required. Or when Jennifer Love Hewitt freaks out on him at the party. Like that was messed up, man.
She deserved to. This woman
She
has
deserved
been
to
treated like
freak
an
out on
object
people.
the entire time.
Yeah.
That is the most problematic movie there is. And we came out at a time when we were in high school, we were like, oh, that's how you have to be. That's how you have to be with women. And women don't owe you anything. Let's get that message across right now. And we're sitting here watching Can't Hardly Wait and all these other stupid movies that are just like, well, if you want to do it, you have to make grand gestures. It's how it works. And then we're eating pizza in a hot tub at 12 midnight, with no pepperoni and just crying into our salt.
Well, because the grand gestures failed. Because they all failed. Because every time you do a grand gesture, you spend a lot of time, a lot of energy, and they all fail.
It's true. Well, no, I mean, I just don't think. No, that's not true. Because I've made some grand gestures with my wife. But now the but here's the thing. We made grand gestures back in the day trying to win women over.
Yes.
And you can't do that. Because, again, women don't owe you anything. But if you're with somebody, and you know this case, you know this as well as I do. If you're with somebody and you know them and you know when and what will make them happy at certain times, that's when you make those grand gestures. And they're a lot more rewarding.
Yeah.
And then even in those grand gestures, a grand gesture in a committed relationship can be something as small as, we're home from the hospital with our newborn. Here's a margarita I made you because you've been craving it for the last 9 months. Like, yes, please.
That's solid. That is.
That was true love right there.
I just do the dishes sometimes.
It's solidifying.
But like that is like the peak marriage flirting though, with the
it is.
Hey, I did the dishes, or hey, I folded the laundry. It's like,
you know what? It truly is. She's not wrong. And we're skipping Doctor Who tonight because we're going long. And I really want to do the movie trivia one. So.
Oh boy.
All right. So we'll have you back on. We'll talk about it. Come on.
It's all right.
Maybe we'll save that one for when you're back. We'll bring you back on when the new season starts.
Ooh, yeah, when the new season of Who.
So
yes, because I do want to talk to you a lot about Who, Kathleen. You're incredibly intelligent, wise.
I need to catch up on it too. Which, hey, I've got some downtime this week. I might as well.
Perfect time.
But for this, like I find, like with my wife, there's certain dishes she absolutely hates to wash.
Oh yeah.
And I know that, and she knows there's things that I hate to do too. So what I always make sure when I see that in there, I'm doing dishes. That's my gesture right there, because I know that makes her feel good because it's like I notice,
and especially if you just do it and she doesn't have to ask you to.
Yeah. Oh,
that's
legit,
huge.
Yeah. Don't let her ask. That's a big one. That's one I've learned, especially over the last year, which is like keep your eyes open and start doing things where you're willing to, compromise, like with her, like, I watch a lot of whatever I want to watch when I'm home. And that's always been the case. But I'm like, but I do it in like a jocular way where it's like, in Casey knows, in a jocular way where it's like, dude, we're going to watch this. And Casey wants to flip around. It's like, no, I'm telling you, man, I'm a movie guy. You got to watch this. And like, I try to do the convincing. And I've always done that with my wife. In this last year, I was like, you know what? I'm going to start watching the things she likes watching. Because there are movies that I can compromise on that I love too. And, you know, the romantic comedies, things like that.
Well, y'all were able to share This Is Us. I mean, that was one of the big ones for you. That was an event.
No, that's me. I'm the only one. She thinks that one is filled with tears and bullshit. And I watch it. And then she'll walk in and like I'm crying. And she's just like, what is wrong with you? And she'll sit for like 5 seconds and she'll start misting up. She's like, this show's stupid. And she'll walk out.
I found that really fun though with the things that make John get teary-eyed, that I'll just look at him with the really this of all things.
Like what?
Christopher Robin. That one hit hard.
The Pooh?
The Christopher Robin with Ewan McGregor.
Yeah, I could see that.
Oh, that one hit hard. And I think specifically because we have one little girl and it was the balance between family and work, and he was trying to figure out where we were financially while raising a tiny person, and it was I looked over while we're watching it and he's crying and I'm like, are you gonna be okay? Because now I'm crying. And oh boy.
Kid stuff ever since having kids is over.
Yep, 100%.
I'm the person who cried when R2D2 showed up in Boba Fett. So
fair, because that's excited. Yeah, that was awesome.
I also cry at cycle crashes, but that's genetic.
Sometimes like I'll get like I have allergies, so if I get like dust in my eye or something, like it sucks. My eye's itchy for a while, so I always go to my go-to movie to cry it out.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
And that's Field of Dreams.
Oh,
and I will sit there and I'll watch the whole thing, and then I get to the end when and I'm going to do it now.
Hey, Dad, you want to play some catch?
I know.
And it has so much more of a meaning now that I'm a father that it's like, I hate this. I never want to watch this again. And then I watch it next time I get dirt.
I haven't watched it since my dad died, and I don't know if I can.
When my dad dies, I don't know that I listen. We don't have the greatest relationship, but when he dies, like that is, I can't do it.
Because we went to minor league baseball games together growing up. Like my dad took me and my siblings and my mom, and like I don't think I can watch Field of Dreams again. Like, hadn't thought about it until just now. Thanks, Mick.
Hey, at least I've saved you. What if you watched it on TV just one day and you're like, "Hey, James Earl Jones," and then all of a sudden you're like crying in a ball, eating ice cream in a hot tub,
flannel shirt, and just snuggle it for a while.
That's solid. I mean, that's like me watching Hope Floats, man. That's one I struggle with. Hope Floats is hard.
Mm-hmm.
When the little girl's running out after daddy and daddy's just driving off. I'm like, you son of a bitch.
It's such a tough. Yeah, I mean, a lot of those are really just tough movies that just hit you right in the heart as soon as it goes. And Field of Dreams just does it for me. This is that, and It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, It's a Wonderful Life it just does it to everybody.
Yeah, but when just that oh my god, it hit me harder this year when he did it. When I was watching it because Lenny died. So like when Lenny died, it was like into my big brother Drew, and it's just like I don't know why it hit so hard. But now that's another thing. After he died, friend movies are hard to watch.
Right, and the first of anything after somebody dies sucks.
Yeah,
so much.
Truth.
Yeah, you can't go back.
No.
I had to avoid some stuff after that because I was like, if I go to this right now, it's going to be ruined for me.
I've had songs like Boys of Summer by Don Henley is one that messed me up today on the car ride home. I was like, I haven't heard this one in a while, and immediately sent me back to one of my friends who passed, and I was like, damn.
I was walking through a dollar store a couple weeks ago, and Cats in the Cradle started playing, and I'm like, I'm out. God. I am putting down the stuff that I was going to buy, and I am leaving. Like, I will come back in 3 minutes and 45 seconds when the song is over.
Yep.
Like, I hate this song. I am not doing it.
If there's ever been a time where I'm sitting there and like I'm working on something, and my son's like, "Hey, Dad, can you do this?" And I was like, "Yeah, I can't do it right now. I'm busy, buddy." My wife will start singing Cats in the Cradle, and then I run. I'm like, I don't care what happens. And that's why we're only at 600 subscribers.
That's the same thing that happens to me, though. I do the exact same thing. Anytime River's like, "Hey, Dad," and I'm like, "Oh, hold on, I'm in the middle of something," I will realize what I've said.
Yeah.
And Cats in the Cradle will start playing, and I'm like, nope.
It's such a tough situation. It really is. And it just gets you
And I hate those moments where it's the legitimately I can't spend. I have to focus on what I'm doing. I will, as soon as I'm done with this, I will come talk to you. I will come play with you. And that the look on their little faces, and it's like, or this can wait. I don't care. I don't need to apply for a new job. It's fine.
No, I'll do anything you need, child. Whatever you ask, spawn of mine.
I don't need to go to the bathroom right now. I can hold it.
Yeah. That was so funny, too, because mine's reaching that age where it's no longer cool to have her in the bathroom. Like, at least when they were young, it was like, well, they're coming in anyway.
Right. They're going to follow you whether or not you, unless you lock the door.
Yeah. And even then, they'll still find a way. Like, mine can materialize through doors. It's very strange and uncomfortable.
Or it's just the doorknob rattling the whole time you're in there. It's like, oh my gosh.
They're just trying to shake it free.
Seconds to pee.
They're going to vibrate in like the Flash. Like,
Oh my God. Wonderful. Now that we made everybody cry, you probably go.
I know. Now that we had this incredibly sad moment, like we all have to take a moment. Like, all right, let's get back to it. Let's do some trivia.
You run all angsty on us, and our brains are like, "Oh, we can do angst."
That's what happened.
I didn't ask for angst. I asked for movie scenes that had angst in them.
Yeah, and now it just grew into angst. It's the angst show.
Emo kids who are not totally over being emo kids, and we can't stop it.
I will forever sit in a dark corner and just write about it.
Yes. Anytime I hear a G sharp, I'm like, Black Parade.
It's going to start My Chemical Romance.
Oh my God, My Chemical Romance. There's your. I think that might be the angstiest band of all time.
Oh, agreed. Them and I think who's going down Sugar was Fall Out Boy. They were pretty angsty. That was pretty angsty.
Yeah.
It was so funny. I'm walking through my living room the other day, and my kid's watching Spidey and His Amazing Friends, and I'm like, I know that voice for the theme song. I'm like, I know that voice. It's Patrick from Fall Out Boy. Like, yeah. I'm like, wow. But the emo in me is like, I know that voice. Wait a minute. Ooh.
Why is my child talking about going down with sugar? I don't understand.
It's confusing enough when Hulk starts talking, and I'm like, Travis Willingham? Grog? No, not Grog. Hulk. Okay. Voices are very similar.
All right. I want to move on to movie trivia. Let's take movie trivia. It's fact or fiction.
Oh boy.
Kathleen versus Casey.
Oh Lord.
So I'm going to give you some scenarios, some movie trivia, if you will, and you're going to tell me if it's real, if it's fact, or if it's fiction. You each get a point for every one that you get right.
Okay.
Let me pull up my list here. I got it right here. All right, here we go.
List is coming up.
Yes. Well, I had one list up. I need to pull up another one.
Look at this. It's not me doing dead air this time.
Okay. And okay. The Matrix Code. All right, no, I got this. Bear with me.
Thanks, everybody, for bearing with us for this brief moment.
The Matrix Code comes from sushi recipes. Casey, what say you?
I am going to say that is fact.
Okay, and Kathleen, how about you?
I also think that's fact.
Okay.
Probably.
It is in fact from Japanese cookbooks for sushi.
Woo!
You get a point on that one.
Nice job, Kathleen. Good cat.
Well, thank you.
Oh, of course it would have to be for something delicious. It looks so cool.
Walt Disney's head is cryogenically frozen.
False.
That is fiction.
Funny science fiction, if I do say so myself. Okay, here we go. The Rain in Singing in the Rain.
Wait, but was that fact or fiction?
I'm not telling you.
Oh.
You're both right. You go with that one.
All right.
It was false.
Sweet.
The Rain in Singing in the Rain was actually milk.
Well, I'm going to say that's fiction.
Okay.
Because I don't like the idea of that.
I'm going to go fact, because that sounds ridiculous. And probably.
Point, Casey.
Yes.
So we're 3-2 right now. We're 3-2.
That would have been really weird with Gene Kelly singing in Milk.
But it also would have been really funny.
Valid, yeah. I mean, imagine that if you have to do like your third take and you have to swap out shirts because you've just got milk stains all over and the scent of it everywhere.
Jesus Christ.
Well, it's worse than being in like a Malibu home that looks over the hills where, special movies happen.
Oh my God, that's not
Imagine
Malibu.
walking
That's
in there
the
and
San
smells like
Fernando
chlorine.
Valley.
Oh, sorry. I know. Did
I've
you
been
write
there.
for one?
Right? I mean, yes. All right. Buzz Lightyear almost had a different name of Larry Lunar. I'm sorry, Lunar Larry.
I'm going to say that's fact because it sounds so terrible.
I also am actually thinking that's fact.
It is a fact.
Ooh.
Lunar Larry. Very good. So it's
That's
4-3.
All right. I see you, Kathleen.
A Japanese woman died looking for the Fargo money. Fargo isn't a true story, but it started out as this is a true story.
Right.
And a Japanese woman died looking for the Fargo money, thinking that it was a true
That's
story.
got to be fact because there's 1,000% people doing that.
I'm going to go fiction.
4-4. Kathleen takes it. That was
all
in
right.
fact fiction. I should get my Riker on. I have my beard set. Like I didn't do my hair tonight, so I just be like, that's fiction.
Oh, yes, do it.
Because Jonathan Frakes is
fact.
amazing.
Okay, here we go. Okay.
Riker was one of my first celebrity crushes.
Rightfully so. Gates
Beagle.
McFadden, oddly enough, was one of mine.
Mm.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. We'll see how that goes. They're all coming back from Picard.
I know.
Viggo Mortensen's pain in The Lord of the Rings was real. See, when he kicked the helmet as an expression of frustration, he hurt.
Fact. I'm going to say he broke his leg or broke his foot. Something stupid.
It is fact he broke multiple toes kicking that helmet.
Oh.
We're both right. 5-5. Very good.
It annoys my husband because I say it every time we watch it.
And that's where he did it.
Yep. Look, he broke his foot. Yeah.
Jesus.
And yet he still looked like such a tough guy the rest of the movie.
He did. He really did. He kept going with it. That's what movies will do for you. The MGM lion killed a bunch of people after shooting the indent.
That's got to be fact.
What say you, Kathleen?
I'm going to go fiction.
And it is. That is fiction.
Woohoo!
Never happened.
I am shamed.
Have you ever ridden your bike on a date and ran over your girlfriend? You got to start each. That's like what he did on Fact or Fiction. He would say random weird
That
ass
is
shit.
true. That show was so weird.
So Kathleen
It
is
was.
6-5, and where's the next one?
I'm just going to do my victory dance now because it's not going to last.
You have no idea. You don't know that. I
You
can
don't
fall
know.
apart
You
at any
don't know.
moment. Wheels are coming off.
It's okay, though. If you fall apart, we'll still love you because tacos fall apart.
Thank you. Yes, tacos fall apart and everyone loves tacos.
That's true, they do. The Nightmare Before Christmas was in production for more than 3 years.
Fact.
Definitely
Yeah.
fact.
All right, so that's 7-6.
Sweet. That's
And
stop
we're gonna
frame,
go with
man.
the
I love
final
that
one.
stuff.
We're gonna do the final one now, and then we'll do some free talk afterwards. Okay. A stuntman died during the chariot race in Ben-Hur.
Fact.
Kathleen?
Fact.
That is, in fact, fiction. It is.
Whoa.
Ooh.
A stuntman did not die. And that leaves Kathleen the winner. 7
That
to
never
6.
happens.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Get out of
Thank
my
you.
spot.
No, I didn't really have any control about whether or not I was in your spot.
Go back down to your guest hole. Or just shove like towels and shit down the hole. There you go.
Don't worry. It's all for love. It's all for love. We reposition out of love.
You know, and I totally get I'm mean to the people that I like. I'm nice to the people that I don't like.
Exactly.
Which was really funny when I said that to somebody, and she's like, "But you're always so nice to me." I'm like, uh-huh.
Yep.
Oh boy. Oh
Look
boy.
her dead in the eyes and said that, and she's like, "Oh, you're so funny." I'm like,
Those are the people who seem to struggle with hints.
oh yeah.
That's
She's
very
also one of
fair.
those people
Now,
that asked for a pony growing up and got one.
Yeah.
wait, you got a pony?
No, this person that I know.
So that's
Like,
good. Become
asked for a
friends with
pony and actually legitimately got one. Like, she was the little girl who her parents bought her a pony, and then she was terrified of it.
them. That's
She was terrified
thing.
of it?
that's a great
That's
thing.
amazing. Yeah, karma.
I'm sorry. If Casey was like to his parents, "Hey, can you buy me a pony?" and they did, guess who's his best friend riding a pony in the next week?
Which, on the record, I did not get a pony because I was immediately told we had cows and that I could ride the cow. So
Did
I
you?
did. Yeah.
Did you ride a cow? Can you ride a cow?
Yeah, it's terribly uncomfortable. Like, terribly
How do you do
uncomfortable.
it?
My legs are split like this. Well, it's where you
Oh,
sit.
they're so
behind
wide.
their, yeah, exactly. They're huge. And
But
you
did they
can't be
buck you
right up
off
on
like
their
the
hips.
bull?
No. We were on one Tinkerbell. She was a very nice cow. She was very chill. And then she got too big. And then we tried to ride Landy, who was the other one, cow with horns. She was cool. She was a little better about it. She didn't care as much. She'd give us about 5 minutes and then was like, all right. She'd start kicking her tail up towards us. Like, let's go. She just
That's
stopped
it?
moving.
Like they just kicked their
That's
tail up?
fine.
Yeah, she'd just get annoyed. Well, not all of that. We also had a bull that would have definitely bucked me off.
Well, yes.
Oh my god. Dude, remember that time we went to that country bar?
I do.
And I went on my first mechanical bull ride and I
I
didn't last 1 second. This dude, so we go to this country bar in Connecticut. We live in Virginia. And this is the most country thing we've ever been to. And
They had line dancing. It was amazing.
they didn't just have you set the tone, sir. They didn't just
Sorry.
have line dancing. They had a hall in the
It
side
was a
room
dance hall.
Boy.
bigger than the bar
Mm-hmm.
that was just strictly for line dancing. And these people take it so seriously.
Yep.
You have to stand up against the wall and wait to be invited in. And they're going. And and you don't go out there and fuck around. You do not
Right.
fuck around in the line dance. You go out there, and if you're not good, that's fine, but you have to try to do the steps.
Mm-hmm.
They don't mess around. But they had a mechanical bull there, and we were getting a little tipsy. And we were having some fun.
Yeah, a little bit.
We were hanging out with our friends, and
We're feeling good.
I was like, they have a mechanical bull. I'm getting on. And I'm like, everybody else is getting on. It's just like, it's not that bad. The women are riding it. Now I get why. I get on, and this dude must have turned this thing up to 11 because that bull was like, nope, I may not be real, but I'm not letting your fat ass on.
No, it definitely kicked you hard to the left, and you fell right down.
Right down. Like I was a sack of potatoes. Like it didn't even really launch me. It was just like, boom, you're down.
Yeah, straight falling. It was just a fall over. It was very anticlimactic and hilarious to be there for part of it. It was wonderful.
It's funny, as I thought I wanted to go and try a mechanical bull ride, but now that 30 is right around the corner, I think it's a really bad idea now.
No, now's the time to do it because if you wait any longer, you'll definitely break something.
Yeah, I think if I had done it before 25, it would have been different.
You were the second. How old were we when we did this? I was like 35. First off.
No,
Yeah.
we were
well,
not. Were we really?
I was in my 30s.
Yeah. Yeah, bro, we were. It was like 34, 35. Oh, my goodness.
Because I had never ridden one before. It was like a travesty. Because you would have thought me, of all people, would have ridden a mechanical bull.
Well, obviously,
Yeah,
I mean,
love it.
LA.
That's the most country thing you guys have ever seen, where I'm thinking about the town that I grew up in, that we literally had drive your tractor to school day.
That's amazing.
Like,
You know
Well,
what?
we didn't have an actual day for that. We just had the option at any time. They're like, yeah, you want to come bring your tractor? And that's fine. We'll
it was
work
like
on
part
it.
of homecoming week. It was one of the days of homecoming week was drive your tractor to school day.
That's amazing.
But you guys, man, you guys are farm kids. I was
Oh,
a
yeah.
city kid.
Mhm.
I was a city kid. We didn't I live in a country area now where we pass all the cow farms and stuff like that. And I had to drive my kids to school, which is very much on a country road, right next to a huge market, farmers market. And sometimes, especially during the fall, which I hate the most, it's not buses you got to worry about. It's the tractors.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like,
Oh, yeah.
you have to do this shit in the morning. I have to take 45. Like now that means every morning I have to wake up ass crack earlier to take my kids to school to make sure I don't run into you. And
Mhm.
yeah, on a country road, you can pass. The lines are broken. But not in the morning because everybody's going to fucking work, so you can't do it.
Right, and
it's
sometimes
blue
they're
light.
wider than the road.
Yep.
Sometimes there are.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they have a big old attachment. They're just rocking out to their Charlie Pride on their headphones, just cruising
And
through.
it's so funny too, is the area that I live in is very flat in mile squares, mile squares, because it's farmland, it's acreage. And MDOT announced that they're doing a roundabout near us, and people are like, "But the farm equipment's gonna get stuck in the roundabout." It's like,
Good.
that sounds like the farm equipment's problem.
It does.
Right? Exactly.
First of all, there's very little in this world that I hate more than fucking roundabouts. And
Oh, they're
from Jersey.
awful.
I'm from Jersey, so like jug handles and roundabouts are like we're king. And I hate roundabouts because nobody knows how to maneuver through them. And then now they're going to add them places in a country road. I would light the roads on fire. That's how this would go.
It's technically a state highway, but it is. So in the town that I live in, the next closest Walmart is half an hour away. We are half an hour from the next Walmart or Meijer. And because this is where I-75 splits off to M23, they're going to put a roundabout there because all of the Detroit traffic that's going north comes through here. So they're putting a roundabout there instead of the current interchange that's there. And it's like, it is the most people... The town that I live in, the city council is like, this is the worst idea ever. It's like, you guys are also 90 and have never left the city limits.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, they're not used to anything over 35 because the Model T could only go so fast.
Exactly.
And that was only going downhill too.
They are the reason that the local area is dying. Because when Walmart wanted to build in the area, they said no. So then the next closer towns got Walmarts, but now they're too close together, so we can't get one here.
Well, whereas like here,
Shopco,
like where I'm at, they had like 9 7-Elevens in one city. It's ridiculous. It was the most 7-Elevens per capita.
Yeah, no, it wasn't Manassas, right?
Yeah.
The city
my God,
has...
no, Kathleen, we are not moving on from this.
That's
Hold on
totally
1 second.
fine.
I want to hear your story. I do.
Totally.
I mean to interrupt you.
It's okay.
But what Casey said is a phenomenon that is truly astonishing. There is literally like 700 7-Elevens in Manassas, Virginia.
Which makes Slurpee Day fantastic.
I ran in
Slurpee Day is great because I can hit all of them. So I'm definitely full and probably sick on Slurpees on 7-Eleven.
I worked at the time when we were living together. I worked about 5 minutes down the road from where we lived. And I passed 47 7-Elevens within eyesight of each other. There's literally 7-Elevens where it's like there's one here on the corner and then there's one like down the road. Like you can literally throw a banana.
Well, because one of them might not have a gas station.
We have 3 7-Elevens where I live now.
Some of them around here do. Yep.
We have 3 7-Elevens and they're spread out all over the place. And I went around looking for, because I'm collecting Funko Pops, of course, but I was collecting the Stay Puft Mini Pops, and they had a 7-Eleven exclusive, and it was he was eating a pizza slice, and I couldn't find it. I went to all of the Walmarts, not Walmarts, 7-Elevens around here, and I will tell you, I shit you not, this is true. I couldn't find one. I was pissed off. I was like, damn it, I really wish I could find one. I called my brother 5 minutes after I checked the last one, and I said, hey, man, here's text him a picture of it, and I was like, if you see this in a 7-Eleven, will you pick it up for me? He texts back, no bullshit, 3 minutes later and said, I was in 7-Eleven at the time you sent that, and it was there, so I picked it up for you, and he sent a picture of it sitting on his dash.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, that's how many 7-Elevens are there. Like, it's just ridiculous.
I'm trying to think where the closest 7-Eleven to me is. Bay City.
Do y'all have like what
roundabout
in your area or speedways or?
There's a Shell station. There's a Rich Mobile. There's a Sunoco, whatever it's called.
Do they have a Poor Mobile?
We got a BP, but we just at the 4th gas station 2020 because all of the gas station there was there were 2 gas stations on the left side of the road and one gas station on the right side. So they added one. So you have 2 on the north and the southbound sides. It's like
balance.
Listen,
Yay.
when they add Wawas everywhere, that's when I'm in.
Yeah, right. Fair. That's the time to really move in.
In Jersey, we had Quick Checks, and I love the Quick Check because Wawas are great, but they're spread out. Like if you couldn't walk to one and you didn't have one by you, like you had to go to Quick Check. The one thing I hate about here that they did so well in New Jersey is A, pizza places, and B, actually there's one in Manassas that does it right, but I'll get to that. And B, there's the sandwich shops, like like a Wawa or something like that, where you can go in and get a really good sandwich.
Blimpie's up north, man. Blimpie's up north for the business.
Yeah, but they're like gas stations, but you don't feel scuzzy for buying a sandwich there. You know, like 7-Eleven, you go in, it's like pre-wrapped, and you're like, nah, this is suspect.
I don't know. Yeah.
They
Speak
make
for yourself. I love them.
Oh, it's,
We've
I mean,
got
they're
a Subway.
good. They're
It's not
good.
great.
Yeah, Subway's
not
always
great.
problematic. I don't like
And it's
Subway.
attached to the Shell station,
Oh, okay.
which makes it a little sketchier.
Sketchish. Yeah, I
have
stopped at a.
The Forwards employees are running both the Shell station and the Subway sometimes.
Yep, been to a place like that actually in Pennsylvania on my way back through, and there was definitely a food thing, some fried chicken thing attached to it, and I ate there, and it was a terrible idea. And my stomach reminded me for 3 days after what an awful idea it was. So yeah,
Who here has eaten gas station sushi?
Never.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Will not.
You know, I have
100% have. I think we
that
ate
spicy
it together
tuna
for
fuel
lunch.
roll.
We worked together, and we like sushi. So we would always have like whenever we had a day off, we would go to the hibachi place.
Mm-hmm.
And it was all you can eat, but they had a sushi bar, and we would go there and we would just have a great time. Like we were just like, I mean, look at me. And for people listening to this later, I'm gigantic. So, so that all you can eat place was perfect. I mean,
That was really great. Yeah.
Post
I can't
COVID,
even do fast food seafood at all. Like,
well, it's not fat. Well,
I can't do gas station seafood. I can't do fast food seafood unless it's like a sit down restaurant that I know they have like specifically cooked this because I ordered it.
Like Red Lobster? Is that the line or?
Red Lobster is a little sketchy, even.
Fair enough. Yep.
But like, there's a local restaurant that does a fish fry on Fridays, and like that is hot and fresh to the point where if you get it to go, it melts the styrofoam. Like,
that's awesome.
Oh, well, you see, here's the thing, Kathleen. When I was young like you, at 30, I would eat all that crap. My wife will never let me get away with that now. But at 30, I could do whatever I wanted. I didn't care. But then I would get food poisoning, and I would blame like the restaurant I ate at, and I would just be like, yeah, no, it wasn't those beef sticks and sushi at the gas station from 4 a.m. It was definitely a really nice Italian restaurant I ate at. And I'm never going to eat there again.
It was my mushroom risotto and my nice gnocchi and a cream sauce that jacked me up.
Oh, that sounds so good. I want chicken franchise.
I have such food anxiety anyway. It can't. Wouldn't happen.
Okay, like what?
Fair enough.
Let's pick on this.
Oh, it's a fun spiral. It is a fun spiral.
Well, now I want to know because I want to I'm trying
away.
to think of my food anxieties.
So I have a fear of puking. So
fair.
Even in cooking my own food, I obsessively make sure that it's to the right temperature per what the safety standards are, because I am terrified of giving myself or my family food poisoning because I don't want anybody puking in my house.
That makes sense.
It's bad.
If you don't want to puke, hum. If you hum, it stops you from puking.
That is a good trick. I'm going to need to remember that. Like my daughter.
Hum like 1-2 step.
like in December, my daughter woke up in the middle of the night and said she didn't feel good. Said she was hungry, she wanted a snack. And I'm like, okay. So I got her like a Go-Gurt and she only ate like 2 bites of it. And I'm like, that's not a good sign. This is we're going to go wake up your dad because this is not a mom problem.
Yeah.
She wanted to snuggle in our bed. And 20 minutes later, she's like, I think I'm ready to go back to my bed now. I'm like, okay. So she goes to sit up and pukes on our bed.
Yeah.
But I'm like already half out of the bed. So I grabbed the trash can and flung it and hit my kid in the face with it.
Oh!
I'm trying to make sure that there's a container for her to puke into. As I have puke dripping down the side of me and all over my bed.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That is brutal.
2 in the morning.
Actually, if you have to clean it up too, trust me, I hate puking too, so I'm with you. If you have to clean it up, go get coffee grounds and sprinkle it on. It completely takes the smell away.
Yeah, it was my husband's like, okay, so in case she does this again, I'll take her and we'll go out to the living room. Can you handle this part? And I'm like, sure, yeah, totally. I got this part. Like, I had gotten the big red blanket away from her in time that I didn't have to figure out how to wash the giant crocheted blanket.
Oof.
But I'm like, sat down in my chair. I'm going to have a 5-minute panic attack. I'm going to be done panicking, and then I will clean this up. It'll be fun. But it's funny, as even at 2:00 in the morning, and I'm like, I should call my mom. No, I'm not going to call my mom. Why do I need to call my mom? She's not going to do anything. She's 3 hours away.
Yeah.
No, I do the same thing. Same situation. My daughter was getting it out of both ends one night. And I walked by and it was heartbreaking because I'm just, you're there and you're trying to comfort. But the first initial shock of it was like, oh, this is happening. And she looked back at me with the shock of, what is my reaction supposed to be? And you don't realize how twisted your face might be. So I'm pretty sure what my daughter saw, she's hurling and pooping at the same time, was like something, just a look of sheer terror and sadness, but then fear.
Yes.
Like, and then my initial thought was, I have to call mom. Like, mom will know how to do this.
That's our first reaction is I need to call my mom.
Mm-hmm.
And wait, no, she's 3 hours
I'm the adult.
I'm not going to be able to do anything.
Yeah, no, I just kind of stay in the other room and let my wife handle that. That's her area of expertise. I can handle shit. I can handle all the other stuff.
Right. And that's the thing is, like, working in the nursing home, there were other girls that I worked with that we had deals. I'm like, if any of my residents are puking, I need somebody else to take it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, okay, well, we have this resident who needs an enema. We have this resident who's got this. We've got this resident and I'm like, done.
Yeah.
I will handle that. You take the vomit. I can't.
That's a very fair trade.
Yeah,
not in your favor, but that's a very fair.
No,
I mean, I used to get the same trade during cleaning up in the bathrooms after a bartending shift. The wonderful life they don't tell you about bartenders. You get to clean toilets too.
And
so
it was
everyone is
gross. There was the night where the radio. I'm on the other end of the building. The radio comes over with, "Hey, Kathleen, we've got a new admit in rehab. Can you come down and help the nurse do a skin assessment?" I'm like, sure. Like,
no.
Okay. They're like, well, so-and-so is going to swap out with you. I'm like, all right, that's not a problem. So she goes, she takes my spot. I'm like, so what's going on? She's like, it's a neglect case. And I'm like, okay. All right. She hands me a container of Vicks with you're going to want this. Put Vicks under your nose. You can't smell anything.
Truth.
Sure.
This guy had the worst bed sores I have ever seen. Man. Gangrene and maggots. And I'm like,
that's rough.
This is nasty. This is, I'm like, I would handle this any day over somebody vomiting, but this is disgusting.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
And the nurse was so sweet. She's like, are you sure you can handle this? Because this is a lot. And I'm like, I'm good.
See, I'm such a selfish lover that Casey can attest this. When my wife and I were dating, we would hang out. Like, we would hang out with Casey and his girlfriend and another couple that we were friends with, and we'd hang out over their house. Well, they had like the smallest bathroom. Like, one person could fit in this bathroom.
One me could fit in this bathroom.
One Casey could fit in that bathroom. Like, remember when I had to pass a stone there?
I do.
The worst. So many bad things happen in this bathroom.
You just hear the bang, boom, smash. I guess it's just like, like.
And I came out, and that was like the first of 3 stones that were coming. But anyway, my wife was really sick that night, and we were all close enough where like she felt comfortable enough that she had to go to the bathroom to go, and she had to throw up, and I just kind of kept checking on her, like kind of inching towards the door, like, "Hey, you doing all right? You want a glass of water or something?" And I think she just wanted somebody to be there. But I can't deal with puke. Because then I'm gonna puke.
Yep.
And that's a tiny bathroom, and it's like I have to throw you. And she's like Casey's size, so like,
right? There's no place for me to be puking in here.
I don't fit. I have to stand in the bathtub and hopefully get it where it needs to go. That was not a great shining moment for me in our dating relationship. It was just kind of like, it was like that Alec Baldwin moment from 30 Rock where he's like, she's throwing up and he's petting her with the broom from far
Yes.
away.
Yep.
So to cycle this back around to the other things that we've already talked about tonight, because I can do that with this
Yes.
story. I got John stupid drunk doing the Twilight drinking game.
Oh God!
Oh no.
Every time it sparkles, you got to drink.
When he sparkles, you chug.
What
Like,
about when she
there's, like,
frowns?
there are
Do you
lips.
drink more?
Yeah,
So-
when there's a burrowing for
When
not
Bella
burrowing,
keeps
a
going back and
burrowing
forth?
brow.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, and it
But-
was just for the first movie. Like, I'd have to find the rules online again. Honestly, if you're going to do it, you should do it with beer, because beer's not going to kill you as quickly.
That-
We only had Kraken.
Oh no!
What is
So-
wrong with you?
Oh, Kraken and I have a
Why would
long
you do
story. The first 4 times I bought Kraken, I had to drink the whole bottle. I don't know why. I had a problem.
So John decided that in his Twilight drinking game, he was going to wrestle the Kraken. And it got to the
Nice.
point where he asked for a straw for his shot, and I told him no. He may or may not have licked rum off of the coffee table at one point. I don't remember.
Will happen. We all do it.
But he got horribly sick, as you would when you drink that much alcohol.
And lick a table.
When I went to go check on him, he was puking into our bathtub.
Oh God!
When I asked him why, he's going to be so mad at me for this. When I asked him why, he told me it was because he couldn't find the floor to get to the toilet.
Totally valid.
That's amazing. And it
I-
will
I,
happen.
being the loving, caring
That's the way
wife
it should
I
be.
am, left the puke for him to clean up the next morning
That's messed up.
because I couldn't do it.
Yep.
You
Like-
challenge anybody to a drinking game with Kraken, the challenger must abide to clean up.
Or you have to keep buckets around.
I could
Yeah, sure.
not, for the life of me, try to clean up the puke that was in the bathtub. It's true. It's
So
true.
John says his wife is a monster.
So this night ended up with him sleeping in the bathroom on the floor
Mm-hmm.
until he was sober enough that he could make his way to the couch. I
Love that.
locked the bedroom door with me and the pit bull in the bedroom just in case he did anything stupid.
Oh, I have a friend that liked to sleep on the floor in the bathroom. Fucking-
So the
now,
next
again, this is many moons ago when we lived together. But he would get hammered, and then like we shared a bathroom.
Yeah.
And he would pass out on the bathroom floor
Because it was comfortable.
and block the door with his
Cool
feet.
floor feels good
Well,
when you're overheated and feel like crap.
Exactly. And I was very tall, am tall. So unfortunately, I'd take up the length of that bathroom that we both coexisted in.
And I wake up next morning like I have to go to work. Get up.
You would
And
too.
Casey does not wake up. He don't wake up. There's no he has an alarm set on his phone that goes off every 10 seconds, and it would just be on all the time when he would be sleeping.
Oh yeah, I get
It's
that.
true. I still have that. It's every 5 minutes, and I have to set 10 of them with 2 phones. And
It's-
eventually,
You
at
do the
some
one
point,
across
I'll
the
wake up.
room.
Yep.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it was always fun after a night of drinking, and it's just like I gotta go to work the next morning, and there's Casey laying on the floor. I'm like, come on, you gotta. And he first of all, we shared a bathroom, but he had the master bedroom, and they had their own bathroom in there.
Mhm.
So like,
But I couldn't lay down in
you're
it.
screwed. I know.
On
I
the
was so
floor.
pissed. Though. And it's not like he was throwing up in the bathroom all night.
No.
He just got tired after peeing and went to bed.
Because it was more comfortable there.
That's what
Yeah.
Casey would do to me. He would just get tired and he'd be like, "Oh man, hot summer night, cool bathroom floor," and I'm like, "You mother, I have to pee."
I have a problem, man. I like the cold. It's where I need to be. It's my natural state of being.
It was so
Force
funny
me
though
to
that
bathtub.
night that our dog would not let my husband within her body length of me. Like
Whoa.
after he got to a certain point, she was between me and him. Anywhere he was, there was the length of the dog between us. And I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Really? And she slept on our bed at the end of the bed, facing the door all night, the door that was locked. And when John came to the door at one point in the middle of the night, I told him that if he could figure out how to unlock it, he could come in. And he went back to the bathroom and slept there the rest of the night.
That's amazing.
Crazy.
Yeah, I definitely would have struggled just trying to find the handle at that point.
Oh, I'm pretty sure he crawled from the bathroom to the bedroom.
Sounds about
Oh,
right.
yeah.
But-
Well, now I'm glad this turned into drinking stories. These are always fun.
Right. That was
It is,
awesome.
no, it's always a good time.
I love it.
But I want to say thank you, Kathleen, so much for coming on the show tonight.
Thank
We had a
you for
fun time.
inviting me. Even
Yes.
though we barely talked about our topics, that's okay. We talked.
No,
that's not what we do.
we covered them pretty good. You won. What are you
I did.
complaining about? You won.
It's new to me. I didn't. It's still confusing for me to win.
No,
There you
it's
go.
fine.
But
Don't worry. You'll get to do the beatings later. So once we go offline, then you can whip me a few times. Game over. We're all good.
That's the only way to do it. But yeah, no, we appreciate you.
Thank you.
And go ahead and tell us your shows again and where we can find them.
All right, so Funny Science Fiction Podcast at Funny Sci-Fi on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and all of the places that you listen to your podcasts. Pop Culture Addicts at PCA Pod Show on Instagram and Twitter, YouTube channel, and again, on all of your audio podcast platforms. If we're not there, let us know, and we will try to put our show there.
All right, sounds good. All right, everybody, you heard it there, and we'll put links in the description below so you can check them out. But thank you very much, Kathleen. We're going to let you go right now, and then we're going to close out the show, but we will see you in just a few. But
Aren't you many? Thank you. You're amazing.
Thank you for letting me be here.
Yay. It's so much fun
course.
spending time with you. Thank you, Kathleen.
hit the wrong button. All right, now I hit the right button. Guys, we want to say thank you very much for watching and listening. We appreciate you. Just so you guys know, we are building up our subscribers, so make sure to head over to the YouTube channel and subscribe. And we'd really appreciate it if you could go on to iTunes and rate and review us. Please leave us a 5-star if you like us, but at least leave us a star and at least put something down, whether you hate us or love
And
us.
absolutely a 5-star if you don't like us, and then tell us about it. Make sure you hit those 5 stars and give your full feelings and explanations within the 186 character limit.
Exactly. And guys, just so you know, this episode is brought to you by 2 of our sponsors, Echo Engineering. If you need home contracting done, go and check out Echo Engineering. We have links on the site and more. They do fantastic work. You can check out all their work on their social media. And also another one who does truly fantastic work for car detailing. If you're in North Carolina or Virginia area, consider it done. DUNN, consider it done. They come out and they will detail your car to perfection. There's tons of testimonies and stuff like that over on their social media. You can go check them out. Again, there's links on thescenesnobs.com. And Case, I have some pretty good news for you.
Yeah, I'm excited about good news. What kind of news you got?
I got a job.
You got a job?
I got another job.
Ooh, look at you.
I'm writing for cinemareviewed.com.
That sounds awesome. And what kind of reviews are you writing, buddy?
Well, well, actually, I'm not doing the review side. I'm doing the reporting side. It's actually a journalistic type of job. It's actually
fascinating.
So I'm covering stories, stuff like that, following leads and things like that to put together fun, well-crafted story about movies and the entertainment industry. So if you guys are interested in any of that, I have like 7 or 8 articles up now. Go check out cinemareviewed.com. There's lots of great articles. I work with a lot of really fun people. But we are out there, and go follow them on social media as well.
Awesome. Congratulations, my man. That's great, brother.
I appreciate that.
Do you actually get a hat with like a press thing on the side, like a little badge?
I want one. Well, we should get them for AwesomeCon because we are press. We have press passes for AwesomeCon.
Yes, we are.
That's going to be awesome.
I'm super stoked.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
You know what's going to be a lot more fun? Carolina Fear Fest.
Oh, I cannot wait, man. We're not so much press for that as we are official reps.
We are official reps there. Yeah. And we're super excited to work with all of them. Everybody, all the members, the organizers, the volunteers are great. We had a great time last year. Super excited to be going back. So if you have an opportunity, you want to check us out live, make sure to listen in if you can't make it. If you can, buy some tickets. Come on down to Raleigh. Hang out for a little bit. It's a nice, easy weekend at the end of May. Who doesn't want to hang out in Raleigh?
If you love horror movies, there's going to be tons of stuff there, and just stuff all around. But there's going to be a lot of fun celebrities, things like that. Tom Savini's going to be there.
Super stoked for Tom Savini, man.
I'm going to bring all my pictures that I have with him because I have like 5 pictures from all the times I've met him, and just be like, "Hey, do you remember me?" And when he says no, I'm going to be like, walk away like Charlie Brown at the end.
You should. Meanwhile, I'm awkwardly screaming from across the room like, "Sex machine!" Woo!
We're going to be doing some fun stuff, though. We're going to be handling the live stream. We are going to do a special episode of the podcast. We're going to be all over on our TikTok, things like that, kind of covering the parties and the vendors and stuff. We're going to do interviews, panels. We may do a real combat episode there with maybe some celebrities. And we're going to be doing Stump the Scene Snob all weekend.
It's going to be exciting.
And where you have to come up to me with a question of a horror movie. And if I can't get it, I have a lifeline. And it's that guy right there.
That's me.
So that's Casey's my one lifeline. But if you stump us and we can't figure it out, you win a mini trophy.
Mini trophies.
The old mini trophy, and that is the greatest award you can ever get.
I mean, absolutely, because I mean, there's nothing greater than what you would receive from us, and the fact that you have a trophy telling you how awesome you are from us at Carolina Fear Fest, my friend, sounds a bit like perfection. Dare I say Nirvana, maybe Valhalla? It all depends on your religion.
It's very true. And actually on TikTok and all over our social media, I have been practicing for this by doing movie trivia, where I'll ask myself 2 questions a day, and then I'll guess the answer. And if I get them, I don't get them or not. It's up to, it's all up in the air. I missed a few, but everybody can kind of participate with me over on our TikTok, especially, and you can comment along with what you get. Mm-hmm. How about I ask you 2 horror movie questions?
Ooh,
I'll ask you today's horror movie question. How's that?
Perfect. Yeah, let's give people a feel of what's going down.
Well, here's the 2 questions. Who are the only 2 actors who have faced off against an alien, a Terminator, and a Predator? That's question number 1.
Okay.
And question number 2 is, this 2001 film involves a religious, fanatical father taking his 2 sons on a divine mission to kill demons.
Okay, the 2001 movie is one of my favorites. Can I say it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, Frailty. It's one of my
100%.
absolute favorites. Powers Booth crushes it in that. Matthew McConaughey is amazing in that, man. He's there, Fenton Meeks,
Directed by the late, great Bill Paxton.
Oh, yeah, done fantastic well. And acted with Bill Paxton, who he crushed it as well. The first one, I believe, is Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Incorrect.
Okay. All right. Well, Danny Glover was my other option there.
Incorrect as well.
Okay.
But
I could just keep throwing stuff at the wall, but I feel like it's just reaching at this point.
That's fair. I will give you 1. And then I know you can guess the other one because it's connected to the second question.
Okay.
Lance Henriksen is 1.
Oh, snap dizzle. Because, Alien. I completely forgot about it. Yep.
Now think about the second question and how does that connect to the first one?
Okay. Bill Paxton.
Who was in an Aliens,
a
Terminator, and a Predator movie?
Bill Paxton.
There you go.
Because Bill Paxton got jacked up in the bar by a Terminator.
Yep.
No.
Terminator, he was one of the guys in the beginning when he took his clothes at Griffith Park.
Yeah. The one who he jacks up. Who's like, hey, man. And he's got he's Bill Paxton.
Do you know who the other one is? The big guy that he actually takes the clothes off of?
Jesse the Body Ventura.
Good guess, but no. It's Brian Thompson, who was in Cobra. And
Get out,
played Adam. He played Adam on Buffy.
Yep. He was also one of the minions of the Masters on season 1 of Buffy.
That's true. Yeah, he was.
Yep.
Yeah, I think he popped up a few times on that show, playing different things. He was like a fan favorite.
Well, he's amazing too. He's just that actor who's kind of built for it. He's great.
No, yeah, 100%. And that was actually the first celebrity I ever met at a convention.
Get out! What a good one to meet.
That was the reason Lenny and I went to Chiller Theater the first time. I think it was 99 or 2000. I forget what year. He was the reason we went because we loved Cobra.
Yeah,
and we wanted to meet him.
Cobra's amazing.
So, and he also played the Buffalo Bill character in Joe Dirt.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Puts the lotion on.
What a throw!
But I will tell you this, my friend. It's always fun to do the show with you. We always have a good time. We always laughing and joking, and I appreciate you. Appreciate you being on the show. Appreciate all of you listening and watching. And I'm going to let Casey take it away because he always does better than I do.
Well, my friend, I appreciate you and love you as well. There's no one else I'd rather do this show with, or any show with for that matter, because you're my favorite human being. So I appreciate you. I love you. And to all of you listeners, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for spending a little bit of time with us. Hopefully made you laugh, made you smile, made you forget about your worries for a little bit. So just remember that we appreciate you. We love you. Make sure to check out all of our channels and everywhere that we are. And if you find us, rate us and review us. Give us something nice. Say a little something, a little blurb, a little spiel. But we hope to see you next week or hear you next week, or you can hear us. We love and appreciate you. Be kind to yourself and be kind to each other.
I hate to do this. I completely forgot, but I have another announcement.
Yes.
Let's do this.
Should I just freeze? I'll just stop.
So we have reached 600 subscribers, as we said. And thank you guys for all the support. So we will be announcing on our social media this week the winner of the 600 prize, which is these right here. the Joker pin, Funko pin, and the Dumb and Dumber Harry and Lloyd Funko Pops. And then we will be going on to the 700 gift, and we will have gifts every 100. So 7, 8, 9, and then 1,000. And when we get to 1,000, we're going to live up to it, and we're going to show Second Grade to Love. We're going to have
it's going to be a full Second Grade to Love watch party, in which we will also be wearing onesies. The onesies watch party. We're doing.
I will wear my Snorlax onesie for that.
You better. I'm wearing the Dragon Buddy.
So, guys, put the word out there to get us to 1,000, because you're not going to want to miss my first short film.
It was
amazing. It's abysmal and terrible, and the making of featurette that's longer than the short film.
The making of is so intense, especially with how much you stroke your hair.
I do, in my beard. It's so bad. I didn't even have a beard. I didn't have a beard.
You did not. You just kept rubbing your face uncomfortably. Like, as COVID and what we've gone through now with the whole don't touch your face, watching that might give me anxiety now.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. But when we get to 1,000 on our Discord, we will have a watch party. You believe that. So help us get there. Thank you again for all the support. I'm just going to play it because Casey said it perfectly.
Night, y'all.
Thanks for watching and listening, everybody. I'm the Scene Snob, Mick Manhattan. You can check out the Scene Snobs podcast live every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern on our YouTube channel, or all podcast platforms afterwards. Also on our YouTube channel, you can check out great shows like Real Combat, the ultimate debate show for movie lovers, mixed movie picks with new recommendations every week, Geek Fest live every Sunday night, and new movie reviews and news all the time. Like and subscribe, then hit the notification bell so you know when all of our new episodes drop. Thank you so much to all of our amazing Patreon supporters, with whom this would not be possible. They help keep the lights on and support us in such big ways. If you would like to become a supporter on our Patreon and take advantage of all the perks like monthly giveaways, early access, and so much more, head on over to the Scene Snobs Patreon page and just sign up on one of our 2 tiers. Join our awesome community of geeks, movie lovers, and so much more, and join up on our Discord. The Scene Snobs Discord is now live, and you can head over to thescenesnobs.com for links to there and more. The Scene Snobs merch store is now open with original fun designs that are available on all different types of merch and apparel. Check out thescenesnobsmerch.com. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe to all of our social media accounts like TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and so many more. We have fun updates, topics, we talk about collectibles, and so much more on there. It's a great time. You can find all of our links to everything on thescenesnobs.com or on our link tree, which are down in the descriptions below. Thanks again, everyone. Stay tuned and stay geeky.
I do so love those Scene Snobs. They're so nice. They're such nice boys.
They don't know whether they're coming or going.
But they're always around, and that's really what matters, isn't it? They're good fellas.